Folks, this is Carl Lamberti, the Drain Man. This week we're going to talk about a couple of things that have been resonating and really coming back from the customers that have been using Drain Punch for a long time. These are experienced plumbers. One of them I'll talk about is Scott. He's been a licensed plumber for 40 years. The other guy is Steve, who has been a licensed plumber for over 30 years. These guys have seen it all, and over the last couple of years, actually 2.5 years now, Drain Punch has totally changed the way that they look at plumbing, the way that they look at cleaning and maintaining lines from organic clogs, and it's truly made their lives a lot easier, and nobody would want to try to take the Drain Punch away from them now. They love having it on their truck and on their cart. Drain Punch is scientifically the strongest solution of sodium hydroxide you can have in a liquid. It's 50% active ingredient by weight. If we went any higher, it would turn to crystals. Crystals are good, but you can't pour them in a condensate line or pour them through standing water like you can the Drain Punch. So you've got a very powerful solution hitting the clog. We like to say better science makes smarter plumbers. And the other thing it does is it makes happier plumbers, because when you're used to having to get dirty and nasty and maybe pull out a snake and run it down into a greasy line and pull it out and stuff, it's just nasty and also dangerous when these buildings out here that you're working on are getting older in many cases, and the older that the lines are, the more susceptible they are to breakage from the snake punching a hole in something. So the Drain Punch not only is effective, but it's also safer. Scott told me a couple weeks ago that he had a call at his hospital for a clogged sink in a patient's room. It was about 7 o'clock in the morning. The patient was still asleep. So what he did was he just pushed his cart right on up there to the room, and the cart always has a couple of bottles of Drain Punch on it. Pushed the cart up to the room, poured in the Drain Punch, waited a few minutes, gave it actually about 20-25 minutes, and then started running both spigots wide open, and the drain was cleared. Didn't have to wake up the patient. There's no smell with this product, so there's no disruption like there is with some acid-based products. You just pour it in there, wait a few minutes, and then rinse it out. Pretty simple. And one of the things that Scott has said is that this is something he relies on now, and that he's talked to other people, and all the plumbers now at the hospital all believe in Drain Punch and use it. And he said there's a need for this, because you've done things the same way for so long, and you think you got to use acid, or you got to use a snake, or you got to do this, you got to do that, and all that is very dirty, smelly, and in some cases risky, because you're risking doing damage to the plumbing. Whereas if you just pull out a bottle of Drain Punch and pour it in there, if it's just a simple hair and soap clog, it's going to be gone in a minute or two, just gone, and you rinse it out. If it's a heavy clog like grease or some real thick soap or something that's really built up over a long period of time, it might take 30 or 40 minutes to get through it, but it will, because like Pac-Man, the sodium hydroxide is going to eat through and liquefy anything that's organic: hair, soap, fat, grease, makeup. We've really been hearing a lot about makeup because of the composition of that being predominantly animal fat. And bottom line is that Snake and Scott and his whole team, they really trust Drain Punch. And if you work in an area where smell was a problem or old pipes are a risk, Drain Punch could be perfect for you. The other gentleman that I was with last week is Steve. Steve's a plumber at a big school system, and he also does work on his off hours as a plumber. And one of the things that Steve was talking about was that he had gone to a lady's house, and in this house full of women, there was a tremendous clog somewhere, but he couldn't reach it. He had been using his snake, going in the kitchen sink, going in the bathroom sink, going in the tub, every kind of which way he could try to run a snake to get the clog out, or attempt to get the clog out, failed. No matter what he did, when he turned the water back on, it backed up. So he said, well, darn, we still got a clog somewhere. Let me hit this with some Drain Punch. So he went to each one of the sinks and the tub and poured some Drain Punch in there, waited about 30 minutes, and whoosh, it was gone. I mean, he said, you couldn't believe it. He said, all that work he did for a couple hours messing with the snake, creating a mess, just a pain in the butt. And then he said, well, shoot, from now on, he said, I've always used drain punch even in conjunction in combination with the snake, but now he's going to lead with the drain punch. And what he's starting to realize is that most of the time, the vast majority of the time, the drain punch is going to do the job, and he can leave all the tools in the truck. He can leave the mess to somebody else, because drain punch is making his life easier, cleaner, safer, because he doesn't risk doing any damage either. Because the last thing you want to do is punch a hole in a pipe somewhere where you got to open the wall. Wall could be plaster, wall could be concrete, cinder block. You never know, but you definitely don't want to do that. So if you'd like to try some drain punch or see some more videos, you can go to nonaciddraincleaner.com. If you like this video, please like it and subscribe to our channel. Been really busy out here. I need to keep these YouTubes coming. We also have a podcast called No Clog Audio Blog, and we'll keep some updates going on there, and I'll start to have interviews with the customers and that are using the drain punch. And then, like I said, if you want to see more or learn more, feel free to go to nonaciddraincleaner.com. Check everything out there, and if you want to try it, you can click on the shopping cart and try some drain punch yourself. But our motto is, now we've had a lot of different mottos, because in hearing from the plumbers and just trying to digest and absorb everything that they're explaining to us, bottom line is it makes their job easier. And it's a crappy job, no pun intended. It's not an easy job you guys have, and anything we can do to help educate you and bring you a better product to make your job easier, it's a pleasure to do that, and we appreciate your time. Thank you for watching, and look forward to speaking with you soon. Thank you.